These are directions on how to do your center practice for trimester 2, week 1. You should have a page in front of you that looks like this. It should be this on the front, and then it should be review of dividing decimals on the back. So I'm going to be doing one of each with you guys. Okay, so it says, find the volume of each right rectangular prism. The answers are mixed up at the bottom of the page. Cross out the answers as you complete the problems. So I'm going to be doing volume. And remember, we learned in 5th grade that to find volume, I have to do length times width times height. So we're going to be doing the same thing for finding volume for these here. So I'm going to be multiplying length times width times height. Okay, so I am going to do number 3 for you guys. So I can see here that the length is 2/3. The width is 3 and the height is 4 1/3. So I'm still going to be doing length times width times height. I'll move this over. Okay, so I'm just going to plug in what I have. So the length is 2/3. So I'm going to put 2/3 times the width is 3 times 4 1/3 for the height. Okay, and there's some things that I have to do before I can start just multiplying across. Okay, first of all, right, for this 3 that I have right here, I need to put a 1 underneath it so that I can multiply across. And the other thing I need to do before I can start multiplying is I need to turn 4 1/3 into an improper fraction. I can't multiply right now with the way it is. So I'm going to turn 4 1/3 into an improper fraction. So I'm going to multiply the bottom and add the top. The denominator is going to stay the same, so it's still going to be a 3. Then to find the top number, I'm going to do 3 times 4, which is 12, plus 1 is 13. So now, instead of 4 1/3, I'm going to put 13 over 3. So 13 over 3, and then I'm going to rewrite the rest. Times 3 over 1 times 2 over 3. Okay, now I can just multiply across. You are not allowed to use a calculator, so I should not see you using a calculator. To make this easy for myself, I'm just going to worry about multiplying these two together first, and then at the end, I'll multiply by 13 over 3. Okay, so I'm going to just do, so for a second, I'm going to move this times 13 over 3 down. Guess I'm moving the highlighting too. Well, let's try again. I'm going to move this down. Okay, all right, here we go. So 2 times 3. I know that 2 times 3 is 6, and then 3 times 1 is 3. So that's not my final answer. That's just what I got when I multiplied 2 over 3 times 3 over 1. Now I'm going to take 6 over 3. I'm going to put it down here, and now I'm going to multiply these two together. So 13 times 6 next. I'm going to do that on the side over here. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 1 is 6. Plus 1 is 7, so 78. And then 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, I know that I cannot leave it as 78 over 9 because that's an improper fraction. So I'm going to divide to turn it into a mixed number. 78 goes in the box, 9 on the outside. I know that 9 cannot fit into 7, so I'm going to put a 0. 9 can fit into 78 8 times. 9 times 8 is 72. Subtract, and I have a 6. Turn it into a fraction, 6/9. I can't stop there because I know that I can make 6/9 smaller. So I'm going to divide the top and bottom by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And then I still have that big 8. So my final answer that I got is 8 2/3. Okay, to see whether or not I did that right, I'm going to go to the bottom of the page. And I do see 8 2/3 right here, so I know that I did do it correctly. Okay, look at mine right now. Look at all of the work that I had to do one problem. When you're turning yours in, I should see all of your work also. It's okay if you want to do it on a separate piece of paper, but you should not be turning this in with just the answer. You will get a 0. Okay, let's do one more. This is dividing multi-digit decimals, which we have learned before. So remember, this is my dividend, so this is what's going to go in my box. So 28.8 divided by 1.2. Okay, I can't divide it the way it is right now because I have a decimal on the outside, so I'm going to move my decimal over. Remember, whatever I do to the outside, I have to do to the inside, so I'm going to move this over also, and then move my decimal up. So now I have 1.2 divided by 280, I'm sorry, 12 divided by 288. Okay, I'm going to ask myself, can 12 fit into 2? It can't, so I'm going to put a 0. 12 into 28 can go twice. 12 times 2 is 24. Subtract a negative 4. Bring down my 8. 12 can go into 48 4 times. 12 times 4 is 48. Subtract a negative 0. I have no more numbers to bring down, and I have a 0 at the end, so I'm going to stop there. So my final answer is 24. Okay, if you have any questions, please ask the person next to you before asking your teacher.